In a world full of film and TV news.
This just in.
Breaking news for you now.
Gotta interrupt you here. We have some breaking news.
To another story that is breaking overnight.
3 men have joined forces to bring you
Hello and welcome back to the Weekly Cut, where we talk, review, break down all things in TV and film, the latest things. Host first, Connor.
Hello, very hot. I'm here.
Craig.
Yeah, same.
It's Freedom Day.
It is. We made it.
Someone explain it for non-English people.
It's basically the purge.
Yeah. We can go into a pub and get a pint at the bar.
Yes.
We were talking about this earlier. How weird would that feeling be now, not sitting down in a pub?
Yeah.
I feel a bit lost, I think. Like, I want to sit down.
I don't want to do it. I like
Yeah.
the sitting down. I like the seating arrangements.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So not just film and TV, it's lifestyle as well.
So socials, if you like the latest news, then follow us at Weekly Cut, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. If you don't like the latest news, you're a loser.
We do listen to this.
So this week we are obligated to talk about Space Jam.
Yep.
It is apparently a new legacy. We'll be telling you if that's apt or not.
Yeah, that was bold move.
But stay with us because we are going to be talking about all things Loki related, not just the series. We'll give our thoughts and review on the series as a whole and the finale itself, but we're going to talk about what does that mean for Phase 4, the MCU, is Kang the next Thanos, etc. It'll be a very good chat, and I don't know. And then we've got obviously the latest news. We've got trailers such as DC Titans, we've got Snake Eyes final trailer, and some random Disney Pixar, and it's red. Turning red.
Yeah.
Thank you. But before all that, let's get ourselves thinking well. Craig, over to you.
So some Marvel news for this week. It's very apt for Loki. But Catherine Hahn, everyone liked her. No? Yeah?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Really
brilliant.
fantastic.
I think we all would want to see her back in some capacity in some way. Well, so does Kevin Feige, so that's good. He has said, when asked if she will return the MCU, obviously she was left alive at the end of WandaVision, he said, someday soon, and it can't come soon enough. That's good news, no?
That is fair. I mean, it was very obviously going to happen, but to hear it confirmed,
Yeah.
fantastic. She was I don't think all of us were that big of fans of WandaVision. Enjoyed it. It was a good ride, but she was probably the best thing out of it.
Yeah.
And it's very nice that it was announced, not leaked.
Yes.
Very refreshing.
I don't think there's been any faux pas this week. We've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. But no, because obviously we said before in the comics, she's like, after she's been a bit villainous, she's is a sort of mentor to Scarlet Witch. So you could see her, going back to Westview. I forgot the name of it now. Going back to Westview and maybe learning more things from her and stuff like that. So it's good, and everyone wants it back.
That is good, but I was sort of waiting for that game you were promised us.
I was too.
Yes, we are meant to be playing the game.
Thank you for letting us know about Catherine Hahn. That's great news.
That was the snippet of Marvel news. But first, we have a new game. So, if you haven't been listening, the first one was guess the lies games about movies and stuff, movies and TV. Second one was guess the soundtrack. Now, this is one for all of us.
We like to have fun here.
We need to decide the format though, because I've done this second one, so we'll let you do this. But there is multiple choice.
Right.
We'll see if we struggle.
If we
first,
need to.
Let's work as a team. I know you.
Okay.
I know you know the.
I'll
first
see the
one.
multiple choice.
Let's work as a team and then see if we can get as many as we can.
Yeah.
As quick as possible.
So there's 19 to go. I haven't explained what it is. What it is films with badly described plots, and you have to work out what it is. So the first one is a young farmer befriends the man who mutilated his father. Any ideas?
A young farmer
Befriends the man who mutilated his father.
Silence of the Lambs.
I actually don't know.
I'll give you Star Trek 2, Star Wars Episode 4, Man of Steel, The Iron Giant.
Star Wars?
It is Star Wars. It means Obi-Wan Kenobi who chopped his
Cool. Yeah. Fair enough.
The next one is a computer hacker pops pills and plays RPGs.
Limitless. No.
Not Ready Player One. You don't pop pills.
Swordfish, Black Hat, Tron, The Matrix.
Tron.
Oh,
No,
the
The
Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah,
Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Red or blue pill.
You all think of it. Deformed young men travel the world to return unwanted jewellery.
Oh, Heart of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, The Hobbit.
A rich man convinces a teenage boy to dress up in spandex, then ignores all his phone calls.
Batman and Robin.
Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
wow.
It's Spider-Man Homecoming. It is.
Yeah, fair enough.
One man cures another of cancer, and then he's then brutally killed for his efforts.
Is that I Am Legend?
No? Any ideas?
No.
So you got Deadpool, The Fault in Our Stars, Watchmen, or Death of a Superhero.
Don't know.
It's Deadpool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The guy cures his cancer. Gives him
Oh,
his-
sorry, I thought you said the guy cures cancer.
Yeah.
I thought you said that scientist.
Social outcast beat up an out-of-work circus performer.
Joker.
No.
Social outcast.
Social outcast beat up an out-of-work circus performer.
I would have thought Joker. Give me the.
Big Top Pee-wee, House of a Thousand Corpses, Zombieland, or It.
It.
Yeah. What we got here? A vigilante uses the Patriot Act and attacks law enforcement officers.
Ooh.
This is quite hard. Taxi Driver, Kick-Ass, V for Vendetta, The Dark Knight.
Kick-Ass?
V for Vendetta.
It's The Dark Knight.
What?
Oh, it beats up the police in the car park.
Maybe I'm not listening to these right.
Right.
These don't make sense to me.
Right, ready? A giant man lures a young boy onto his motorcycle by showing him his magic wand.
Terminator.
Excuse me?
His magic wand?
A giant man
Iron Giant?
lures a young boy onto his motorcycle by showing him his
Hagrid.
magic... Hagrid?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Terminator? What version have you watched? A man hires the guy who tried to rape his wife when they were in high school.
Multiple
choice.
Donnie Darko, Looper, Back to the Future, Groundhog Day.
Back to the Future? Back to the Future.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He loved it. A man stuck in the 80s gets closer to nature by talking to plants and animals.
Dr. Dolittle.
Stuck in the 80s. Multiple choice.
Frozen, Harry and the Hendersons, Guardians of the Galaxy, Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
Speaking to a tree. He's an 80s. He's got the 80s
Oh,
tune.
this is our word.
Speaking to a tree and
But
a
he's
raccoon.
Not stuck in the 80s.
A man stuck in the 80s, like with his 80s tunes. That
That's not stuck in the. That's
No.
You think time
I
travel,
suppose so.
then, didn't
I
you?
suppose so.
That's what I mean by a lot of these.
Yeah.
They're not synopses. They're
Okay, all right, well,
tricking
okay, well,
you.
this one,
They're
this
tricking
one
you.
makes sense, definitely. A beautiful girl accidentally convinces an entire town to murder her boyfriend.
John Tucker Must Die.
God, that's a shotgun.
Um,
Entire town to murder.
Beauty and the Beast.
It is Beauty and the Beast. Well done.
Fantastic. One.
Yeah.
Well done. He's got it.
That is good.
A girl must choose between a dog and a mosquito.
This is going to be another trick one.
This is hard. This is a hard one.
Go on, multiple.
Twilight. It's Twilight. I'm just
Yeah.
Twilight. A spoiled woman kisses her brother to spite her boyfriend. Oh.
Multiple choice.
Star Wars.
It is, yes.
You're so
Well
good.
done. Well done. It is. Empire Strikes Back. A woman plays Pictionary with giant octopi.
Plays Pictionary with giant octopi.
I need multiple.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Go.
Arrival, Passengers, Sharknado, Fourth Kind.
Arrival.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Have you seen that?
Yeah, with Jeremy Renner and
What's the name?
Amy Adams.
That's one.
What's the story behind that one? Octopi.
Octopi. Literally. No, I'm joking.
Idiots refuse to learn from their mistakes and surprise no one. People die.
Dumb and Dumber.
The ending. People die.
It makes sense.
Say again?
Idiots refuse to learn from their mistakes and surprising no one, people die.
Multiple choice.
Yeah.
San Andreas, Cloverfield, Jurassic World, Airplane.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic
Jurassic
World.
World, yeah. Three more. A woman wins the ice bucket challenge by letting her boyfriend die.
Titanic.
Titanic. Yeah. That's a good one.
Captain America recalls how delicious babies are.
What on earth is that?
What?
Multiple.
Multiple choice.
Snowpiercer, Silence of the Lambs, Wrong Turn, Hannibal.
Sounds so
It
damn.
must be that Snowpiercer, because he's in that, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the only one
Chris
Chris
Evans,
is in.
but I don't know what delicious baby, how he records
I've
delicious
seen it
baby.
as well, and I don't know.
I don't know what that one means.
Yeah.
Disney decides it's better to resurrect a dead actor than to hire someone else.
Tron.
It's actually not a bad...
You think it's Jeff Bridges?
He's not
Yeah,
dead,
he's not
though.
even dead, though, is he?
No, I don't know, actually. Oh, I know what it is. It's Ant-Man, Beauty and the Beast, Rogue One, or Jungle Book.
Ant-Man, because your tone said Ant-Man straight away.
No, I hadn't read the whole list. It was Rogue One. It's the Peter Cushing is a fully CGI guy. And the last one is a man breaks his back while cosplaying and ends up in prison for it.
Batman. Dark Knight.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Dark
Dark Knight
Knight
Rises. It is.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Well
Well
played.
done. 100% correct. Well done, everyone.
I mean, I'll take that all day long. God, they are some hard ones.
that was.
There's some funny ones.
That's
funny
the
ones.
point of it, I guess.
My
but-
favourite one must be Titanic.
Yeah,
loses the ice bucket challenge.
there was enough space on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, now it's
anyway,
news.
sorry,
Now
back
it's
to Marvel
news.
news. So, have you heard of Catherine Hahn? Nah, I'm going to do that. So officially, it's sort of, Deadpool is now in the MCU. You haven't seen it, have you?
No, I haven't watched it.
So
no.
it's basically Deadpool and Korg sitting down, reviewing and watching the Free Guy trailer. It's quite funny. It's exactly what you'd expect.
It looks expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Really expensive.
I suppose because that is full on Korg as well.
Yeah.
So is he? I mean, he's sort of in it now, isn't he? I mean, Disney own him. So
Yeah.
it's Free Guy Disney then. I didn't realise.
No, that was it come over with Fox. Apparently, that was like one of the
okay,
ones
right,
that
yeah.
was. Oh, there was a bit of a battle for ages with it, but they've got it now. So yeah, they've got Free Guy, and Deadpool 3's happening, and they've already said about all that. So I suppose it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. It's really cool.
It was quite funny. And someone put up, it's the first time, obviously, Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi since Green Lantern.
Taika
have
Waititi
worked
tweeted
together.
it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And he said, "This is the first time I've worked with Ryan Reynolds, obviously, because they try and not remember about Green Lantern because
Yeah.
he was in that."
Me seeing that, though, really just wants Deadpool, like, out and about with
Give
the
us
rest
more,
of them. Because
yeah.
he's easy going to take the piss out of all of them and do stupid
Just
things.
cameo him in all the
Yeah,
films.
yeah.
Just cameo him.
He should be, well, someone put up the other day, and I agree, he should be like because obviously Stan Lee's not doing it anymore, God rest his soul, but
Yeah.
they've said they're not even going to CGI him into any cameos anymore, so have a Deadpool in him.
Yeah.
Pop a Deadpool in. But anyway, moving on now. We haven't heard much about Eternals for a while. Looked boring, didn't it? We all said it.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry, it looked great, but also looked boring.
Yeah.
But Richard Madden, David Budd, who's in this, has said that he hopes the Eternals take after The Boys, the Amazon Prime show, The Boys. He says we're doing something that the MCU hasn't done yet.
I don't think you can compare it to the. I don't think you can compare
very-
anything to the boys.
No.
really.
Unless you're doing R-rated, which we know they're not.
Yeah.
I don't see why you would
I
compare
don't think
that.
Disney's going to put up anything like The Boys.
No.
It's a very strange quote.
Yeah, odd quote.
I don't know if he's trying to say because I don't know because he's basically Superman. That's his
Pretty
powers,
much,
isn't
yeah.
it? So I don't know if he's trying to say that I'm going to be home. I don't get it. I don't get what he means by that.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day and I tried to think, does he mean the series? Does he mean his character? And I just don't understand what he means.
Unless he's going to go full Homelander.
And just
On
start.
you don't know. But
I will for that.
I mean, it's all right to say, we're doing something new that the MCU hasn't done before. But to say specifically, pick out that show, he's nothing to do with that show. He's never been in it. Other.
It makes no
It's
sense.
very odd. But it's raises an interesting question. Obviously, we'll get on to full spoilers. Can't speak. Full spoilers. Loki finale later. But we all said in the trailers that the Eternals sat back, didn't intervene for thousands of years, without saying obviously what happens at the end of Loki. Is what happens at the end of Loki something maybe why they're now getting involved?
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
It's a good tweet
Very
because none of us really thought of something like that, did we?
Yeah.
It's, could be that. It's,
looking-
it's
I'm
a
looking
pretty
forward
big
to
thing
it.
going on
Yeah, I'm
still
looking
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We need another trailer sharpish to swing it back round.
with something actually going on in it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of standing about and not
Yeah.
doing much in last one. But for everyone doubting maybe that's maybe why they didn't get involved. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is why.
Fair
Yeah.
play.
Who knows? We don't know. Now, on that, actually, speaking of that, it's been rumoured by, I think it was Deadline, that Loki is now going to return in Multiverse of Madness. So we've definitely got Doctor Strange, we've definitely got Scarlet Witch. Loki as well could be quite cool. 'Cause he has displayed some extra abilities
Yeah, it's a
in
good
the
trio.
Loki series. So, and obviously, probably Spider-Man, depending on what happens with that. But it's good all round. Everyone wants
Yeah,
more Tommy Hiddleston, don't
100%.
they? Apart from that one guy who commented on the review. He doesn't want any more Tommy Hiddleston.
No more Tom Hiddleston at all.
No,
right.
Tommy Hiddleston, no. He just moaned about everything. And then this might be a good segue to you for Emmy. So Don Cheadle was nominated for an Emmy for his 5 or 6 lines he said
Weird.
in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I quote, he said, I don't get it either.
That
He
is
doesn't
odd.
know why either.
It was like a 58-second scene or something mad.
Yeah. I think he had 5 or 6 lines or 5 or 6 words. I don't know what it was.
Really odd.
But that's really strange.
Yeah, and the
I
fact
take
that
it he didn't win, did he?
No, he didn't. The fact I can't even remember that scene properly.
He was in just the first episode when he gives over the
Yeah.
shield,
Yeah.
and then they're in that memorial bit, and that was it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
And that did the worst for nominations out of WandaVision and that. And
Yeah, a bit of a
Mandalorian
snub
anyway.
to be fair, but
5, was it 5 it
5
got?
in total.
Compared to 24, 23.
I don't think Disney won any, did they? Not
I don't know,
can
you were
see.
going to tell us.
Well, I know Schitt's Creek cleaned up as it did last year, and Watchmen did as well.
Oh,
So
haven't seen that.
Watchmen won limited series, and Schitt's Creek won outstanding comedy series. Zendaya won lead actress for Euphoria. Her stock is high.
Yeah.
She's doing very well.
Maybe not after everyone sees Space Jam.
Oh yeah. Jeremy Strong won lead actor in Succession. Don't know what that is. Catherine O'Hara, Schitt's Creek, she won lead actress. It's just Schitt's Creek. Ozark, Julie Garner won.
Are you saying
actress.
Schitt's Creek or Schmitt's Creek?
Schitt's Creek.
What's Schitt's
up
Creek?
Schitt's Creek.
That's what it's called. Schitt's Creek.
You know the dad in
What?
American Pie?
I thought it was called Schmitt's Creek. Schmitt's Creek.
No.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really just Schitt's Creek and
Oh, so WandaVision didn't get anything?
no.
24 was it nominated for and didn't...
Yeah, nothing.
What, Mandalorian?
Well,
like 23 of them or
Mandalorian
something?
and The Crown were top with 24, I think, and underneath them in third, with nominations was WandaVision with 23.
Yeah, let me go to.
So, yeah, cool.
No, Watchmen done very well.
That is a very
Have
good
you seen
series.
it?
Yeah, good
Is it
series.
only one series of that or two?
Yeah, just one series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, fair enough.
yeah, poor.
Oh, I thought that Watchmen's been out. Watchmen's been out for ages, isn't it?
It's been out for a while, I thought. I've watched that months and months ago.
I thought it was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Hey, well,
They won.
Oh, well.
but very recommendable. That's a very good
nice.
series.
Yeah.
Got any more news, Connor?
I thought you had more.
No, that was a
you're
segue to
done.
get over to you.
I'm not listening. See.
You ruined the segue.
Well, talking about not listening, I know someone is listening, possibly. On to Dexter.
Oh, yes.
Jennifer Carpenter's back as Deb. Is she the dark passenger? Probably.
I think so.
Probably.
I think so.
Well, we've got John Lithgow back as well, haven't we? So
Brilliant.
Yeah.
unless I think someone commented the other day saying unless they've just rewritten the complete shitstorm of her last episode,
Yeah.
she didn't die.
But
Spoilers.
Am I right in thinking the dark passenger keeps him in check?
No. So I was thinking this when you said it the other day as well. So basically, his dark passenger is the person that wants to kill everyone. But his dad
Yes.
is the one the code, and that's what keeps his dark passenger at bay.
That's what
So
Deb
Deb will be his dad's. She knows that she'll be speaking all the code to him.
Yeah.
Because it's all in his head. It's
He
not-
gets rid of the code in the second series. That's what I've just watched. I've watched the end of the second series. You know when Dokes dies?
Yeah.
He gets rid of the code because he discovers Harry was having an affair and was actually
Yeah.
shagging his mum.
And
He killed himself, Harry, didn't
but
he?
he's still his dad throughout the whole 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot about that part. But he's still. I remember that part where he goes, his dad was a lie, etc. But his dad will still keep him in check throughout the whole.
Well, he's in the third series now, but it's him saying he hates him.
Yeah, but that does.
Yeah, I
that
can't remember
turns
what goes
around
after that.
because
Yeah.
I think he learned something else.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, it might be, I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't really like Deb. She got on my nerves. I think
Yeah.
there was too much swearing.
Oh, she's
potty mouth.
That's exactly the word.
Potty mouth.
No, it's exactly what she says.
Yeah.
I've just finished the second series of it again, and it's exactly that's the series when she starts getting off with Lundy. You remember the old FBI guy, and he says you have a potty mouth nearly every other episode.
Yeah.
She tries to change, but she doesn't.
But I do. It would be cool if he's more bloody and stuff because he has now lost everyone.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really got a reason to hide anymore and keep that passenger at bay. But she might be the only thing that stops him going all out.
Yeah.
Suicidal. Because if it wasn't for the code and his dad, he would kill anyone.
Yeah.
Not bad people. He's
read-
not a good person.
No, it's not,
So yeah.
I read a really we'll see if it's interesting. See if you think. Do you remember in the second series that the English girl Lila, who's mental,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she goes a bit crazy and then she sets someone on fire
Arsonist.
and kills Dokes and tries to kill the Asta and Cody and that, and then she just leaves and goes to France. Or we don't see it at first. She just gets on a plane and goes. It's the very last scene where Dexter's suddenly just in Paris and he kills her.
Yeah.
Apparently, that wasn't originally meant to happen, but the backlash of Americans who hated that woman because of her bad... They said she had a really bad English accent, but she is English.
Oh, dear.
And they hated her so much and just didn't like her character that they just filmed that bit with no explanation, because it literally just cuts, and Dexter's in Paris and then just kills her in a hotel room, and then just suddenly he's back in Miami again.
Yeah.
So... apparently, that was just added because everyone hated that character so much.
She was. I mean, she looked fantastic, but she was annoying.
Oh, very bad,
I am
yeah.
shocked that she's not English. I mean, I'm shocked that she is English because
it sounds
terrible.
It sounds false, but yeah, she is. Yeah,
Fair play.
Anyway, so go on.
Yeah, moving on, some casting news. Antonio Banderas has joined the cast of Indy 5.
His cast is getting good. I'm liking it a lot.
good.
I'm liking it a lot.
Everyone our age loves Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. But
So you spotted Harrison Ford the other day at
For F1 in Silverstone.
didn't look too bad with his shoulder.
He looks fine.
It was
doesn't he?
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I said to Brad yesterday, 'cause I was watching it on Channel 4, and there was a promo with Tom Cruise, like racing, I think it was a commentator, I don't know who it was, but he's racing someone, and it cut to a clip of him flying a fighter jet. Like
Why?
Tom Cruise. I don't know.
Well, I was saying
They don't do anything.
because unlike the hilarious, we all know it anyway. But the fact that they literally have gone like, right, we're doing Top Gun again, and like you're obviously going to fly, and he's like, all right, yeah, I'll learn how to fly. No, Tom, we can do CGI. You wear a helmet. You don't need to learn how to do an F1 jet. I'll do it. So he's literally learned.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you can see that in the trailer. It
Yeah.
looks a lot. Well, it looks real because it is. It does look
Yeah.
very good. When the hell is that film coming out? I'm sure that trailer was about a year and a half ago.
There is a date for it. I can't remember now. We about a few months ago we posted it. It got
Yeah, we
moved.
did.
You know, obviously there's lots been moved, but like James Bond as well.
Yeah.
There's been so many films that delayed that I just forgot that they're coming. Do you know what I mean? It seems like they should have been out already and gone. Yeah, anyway.
Harrison looks well. He's I think he wanted a little break, so fakes a little injury.
Yeah, faked a
Just
little
want to come
injury.
watch the Grand Prix.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Bit of Wimbledon, lovely.
Yeah, Tom was there as well.
Yeah.
They were there
Strolled
one.
in. He wasn't even there on time.
Apparently he was at Wembley as well, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he was,
So apparently
yeah.
he's done Wembley, Wimbledon, and
Silverstone.
F1.
COVID. Come on, Tom.
There was 340,000 people at the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Pilot.
COVID doesn't
Pilot.
exist.
But he can't have a go.
No,
No,
definitely not. Definitely not.
Moving on to some HBO Max news. Game of Thrones, the universe being further expanded with 2 new animated spin-offs. So that's about six
Yeah,
spin-offs now.
so in that same article,
insane.
it's sort of buried somewhere, but there was originally 5 live actions in the work. But do you remember there was one about Flea Bottom, the
Yes,
slums?
yeah.
That's been cancelled.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
So now there's 4 live action in the works, including House of the Dragon. And that's the furthest one along. And then, as you say, there's now 3. This is an additional 2 to the already 1 animated
That's
series.
7.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's heavy.
a
They're
bit-
all eggs in baskets.
Yeah.
It's probably one of their biggest. It sounds a lot, even to me, a massive fan, but it's probably their biggest
It is,
IPs.
but you know, like, obviously by about Series 5 of Game of Thrones, or even Series 4 or whatever, they knew how big this was.
Yeah.
Why not start these then? And then, because it's by the time these come out, it's going to be a good 3 years maybe after the show ended. The buzz would have died. I mean, we're all still going to watch it, but the buzz isn't there.
No,
Do
that's
you know what I mean? So
spot on.
why not start doing these at Series 4 or 5 or
Yeah.
even 8 when they started filming 8? Get these underway,
Yeah.
then you have something new to watch from HBO.
build a universe
Yeah.
from that, like The Witcher's doing now with
Yeah,
all
well,
their
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
So yeah, I agree
Weird.
with that.
But House of Dragon's going to be further delayed because of COVID now. So
Oh,
that's
yeah,
been
of course.
Positive
Yeah.
test,
delayed,
yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. When will it end? But that's my news. That's me done.
Cool. All right. Didn't you have something about Star Wars?
I think you did. That's why I was so thrown.
Yeah, you had something about.
I did.
Yeah, that's why I was so thrown.
I mean, I
off.
still do. So
Let's have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously everyone was impressed with the Mandalorian Series 2 finale. They're calling it the best kept secret in Hollywood. Obviously Luke Skywalker's cameo. And there was no rumours. No one knew of it happening. Brilliantly done. Well, there is a special behind-the-scenes program coming onto Disney Plus on August 25th, which is all about the finale and everything, how they kept it secret and what they did, all the process. I think that's going to be brilliant. I'm actually...
I will
really
watch that
looking forward to
100%.
watching
Yeah.
Also, Mando news. Series 3 is now in production, so good. I think
good
everyone's
news.
watching that.
Busy Pedro.
Busy Pedro, yeah. And then last bit of Star Wars news is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming to Disney Plus. Sung Kang, who's most famous for playing Han in the Fast and Furious franchise, is going to play the fifth brother. Now, the fifth brother, just for people who don't know, anyone who's seen Rebels and played Fallen Order, they're basically Vader had a whole, not a whole Sith army, but he had these guys, it's called like the fifth brother, the second sister, and stuff like that. And they was all called Sith Inquisitors. So they all went after Force sensitive people and killed them all. And then basically at the end of it, they either died or Vader killed them to get rid of them. So there's no trace of them, basically. And so he's playing potentially the fifth brother in the Kenobi series, which is going to be quite cool because we've already got Hayden Christensen back as Vader in it. And now an Inquisitor with They have a double-ended lightsaber with like a spinny bit in the middle.
Nice.
So yeah, good casting. He's going to be heavily made up anyway. The picture, you can look at the actual picture, and you can check it out at both the socials. Yeah, good casting. I like that.
I'll take that all day. Yeah, they're probably my what's the word I'm looking for? The group, the Inquisitors. They're probably my of Force sensitive, non-Jedi, non-Sith. They're probably the coolest guys out there, and there's obviously a few others. But yeah, so to have them in live action would be fantastic. Yeah. So I'm well happy for that.
Because it paves the way, because obviously there's a scene in Rebels, obviously, where you see, because when we see this Kenobi series, Darth Maul's still going to be alive as well, so hopefully he's back. Because there's a bit in Rebels where you see Kenobi is really old and he eventually does get his revenge on Maul. It's actually quite a touching moment. It's actually quite nice. So the Sith Inquisitors are about, Vader's going to be about, Kenobi's going to be about, obviously, a younger Ewan McGregor style, not Alec Guinness looking, maybe by the end, who knows. And now this, so I think it's shaping up.
It's shaping up.
It's very good, very good. Anyway,
is that Star Wars done?
Ahsoka's about as well. So
yeah, true. Do you reckon she'll pop up?
Don't know. But there's the reason why I just reminded me of that is there's a great bit in Rebels with Maul, Ahsoka, Ezra, who we've said is still about as well. Kanan, I think he dies in that bit. Yeah. But them versus like a whole load of these Inquisitor things. It's actually really good. Cool. And Vader turns out at the very end. Do you remember that temple bit where? So it's a very cool bit. So it's got potential to have some live action version of that.
Oh, I can't wait for Kenobi.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Right, yeah, just a few bits to wrap up. Stand on in the stars. Star Trek. We've got some more details on Paramount. Remember, so speaking of the Top Gun date and stuff, remember they come out a few months ago and they introduced a slate for the new Star Trek movie, June 9, 2023. It's on the socials. And I assume this is that one. Must be. So they've got writers in. We knew that. And then out of nowhere the other day, Deadline come out and basically said that the J.J. Abrams Bad Robot production. J.J. Abrams.
Every time.
A.J. Abrams. The Bad Robot production Star Trek movie he's doing now has found its director in Matt Shakman, who's most recently known for WandaVision. What do you think about him?
I think he'll do. He was fine. Yeah, I know. He was fine in WandaVision.
Yeah, no,
He was fine.
Yeah, to be fair.
I think he did a good because
strange old story, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
for what you had to do, I think he did. I mean, let's not get it wrong. It did look great and everything. The way it was actually done was, we all said it like from the 50s and, going up, it did look good. So he did a good job of it, but obviously, ultimately, his hands must be tired.
Yeah.
The reason that this got a little bit more traction was quite annoying, actually. So when Deadline done the report, in that report, it said that all the cast from the Chris Pine and Simon Pegg and Carl Urban and Zoe Saldana and Zachary Quinto, all those were back. The original cast with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
But then Deadline, I think it was the next day, took that bit out. Whether something talks broke down, I don't know. But I do hope personally that they are back and it's a continuation or something. But we'll have to see.
That wage bill will be high.
Oh, especially now.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. I mean, it was back then, but now. Craig's got a fact.
Yeah, no, I meant to bring this up when we talked about Dexter. I was trying to build myself some time.
All over the place.
I know. It's too hot. I don't know. My brain is frazzled. Any American listeners, by the way, it's only about 28. And we're melting.
Yeah.
But this is just a little random fact. So I recognise the name. So when Dexter, that title series title sequence comes up, it's written and produced by a guy called Scott Buck. Do you recognise that name from anywhere? Do you? You probably would recognise more. I thought that name. I was like, I recognise that name. What has he done? Well, I'll tell you, it all went to shit after Dexter. He was the creator and the writer.
What's the Marvel show? Inhumans.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
So he wrote the Inhumans and wrote and produced the Inhumans. But then he got
Iron Fist.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I saw it and I was sitting there going, I need to look up this guy's name. So he did Dexter, like all of it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nearly every episode. And then he went straight on to do, he's back for the new series as well, a new series of Dexter, which is a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But then he went on to do Inhumans, got cancelled before it was even out, after 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And then Iron Fist, that eventually got cancelled as well.
Which was the worst show
so
ever.
no wonder he's gone back. Yeah. Sorry, I meant to drop that in earlier. I know I had a fact about it earlier, but God, so go.
Oh, Scott Buck.
Poor fella.
But yeah, nothing more to say on that. It'd probably argue, in me, I know I'm probably the biggest Star Trek fan, but I don't know if you're excited for that.
I am, yeah. I am very excited.
Because it is. I am.
Give
It
it now.
is a continuation as well, isn't it?
Well, that's what we're hoping,
Yeah.
but that deadline removing that part of the reports made it a little bit uncomfortable for people now. But I think they are working on that.
Because I jumped the gun a bit. Well, not jumped the gun.
Everyone done that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I put it because by the time you did it, that wasn't there
That
anymore.
was taken,
So
yeah.
I had people commenting.
Oh, was
Going,
that?
oh, it doesn't say that. I was like, well, not now.
Check
but-
hours ago, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But yeah. No, exciting. Good.
Fair play. Right, so a couple more bits. So John Wick sequel. I didn't really have anything any thoughts about this Continental sequel spin-off. Prequel spin-off, sorry. So if anyone that doesn't know, the Continental is the hotel that is housing all the assassins. Ian McShane's character is obviously the boss that runs it. And he's confirmed back for John Wick as well, which is great, by the way, for John Wick 4. This Continental, some facts come out about this. This is now quite promising. So it's focusing on Ian McShane's character, Winston, as a young hitman 40 years before John Wick. So whether you get a reference of 4 or 5-year-old, well, he's probably about 50 in that, and he John Wick. So whether you get, he's got to be around that. So I don't think you're going to get any mention of actual John Wick. And it's 3-episode series with 90-minute run times on each. And then this is the shocker. Well, as it's 90 minutes, maybe not so much, but it's 20 mil plus budget per one. For a series, I mean, but in context again, 10 to 15 million was Game of Thrones last season per episode.
Yeah.
So for 20 mil plus, it's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm quite shocked that they're going to put in that much money into a...
Well, it is an hour and a half, but still, that is a lot.
Quite bearing in mind, Game of Thrones is all dragons and da-da-da, and I'm quite... This is just guns.
Well, Game of Thrones are they use their dragons sparingly to save some money.
Yeah, to be fair. So I'm well up for that now. I'm a bit more... And it's called the Continental as well, so...
Yeah, because the sets won't be that hard to recreate. It's just guns and shooting. And
you won't have... I mean, that Ian McShane, he's a huge actor, but he's not going to go for a lot.
Yeah.
And
Depends who else they bring into
Yeah,
this.
exactly. I don't think you're going to get any big stars for it.
Yeah.
So I think that could be quite good.
I think John Cena's knocking about. And so is Dave Bautista as well.
Yeah.
Did you see that John Cena come back to WWE last night? I went, it's got nothing to do with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He'll come in and he'll be like, all right, bye.
Little T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And then lastly, before we go on to any trailers we've got 3. Black Adam, confirmed, official by the man himself, The Rock. It's done, wrapped filming.
What a man. I was going to say to you, mention the thing what The Rock does at the end of everything, because that was really cool. What you said.
That is cool, isn't it? Yeah, really so cool. I knew this anyway before, because he does it with all his productions, but in the video he put on his Instagram, so basically The Rock has a jar, and he puts money in like every day for just literally that's it. And then at the end of the shoot, all that money he puts in, they pick a name out of the hat, and one crew member, not cast, goes home with like £15,000. I think it's like $5 a day or something. So it was at
absolutely pittance.
Listen to this. So it was at 3,000 something. He's on the mic. He goes, "What we at? What we at?" And they go, "Oh, we're at 3,000, Dwayne." He goes, "Whack another 10 on."
What a man.
So that's then someone's going home with 13,000. It's quite a cool thing to do. But that's just he's quite charitable like that anyway.
That's nice though, yeah, because they've worked hard and this is your payment for
and it sounds like he's running through the mill. This crew
maybe just give all the crew a pay rise and not guilt them in and do $13,000.
Then you don't get the video on Instagram where everyone can lie.
You can still do that. A nice little bonus.
Just him signing the increases. But yeah, that's me done. I can't wait for that. You're most likely going to get a trailer, I would think, at Fandome on October.
Yeah.
But let's see.
There was one more little bit of news. My notes are
you're
all
everywhere.
Again. I do apologise.
Craig needs
everywhere.
It's only small. It's the Colin Farrell comments about his character Penguin in the Robert Pattinson Batman film. He said he's only in 5 or 6 scenes in total, and the full quote said he doesn't know what happens in the rest of the film because he wasn't in it, and he's excited to see. I would have. He's in a trailer, and big star like Colin Farrell. Does that mean he's setting up for future ones? I suppose.
I would think so.
You can't just have him in 5 or 6 scenes and that's it.
Well, I don't think he's going to... Remember, this is year 2.
Yeah.
So Oswald Cobblepot is not always... I mean, he's not... Danny DeVito's was running for mayor at one point in the old film. So I think he's going to be good because there's set photos from ages ago of them together at the courthouse.
Oh, right, okay.
So I don't think he's going to be a villain in this, and I think you're right. I think they're going to set up, and this film is just going to be all about getting that holiday killer, which probably... Riddler.
Yeah.
But
I would imagine so.
yeah, so I think it's going to be centered around that, and you're going to see some, maybe it's going to end his last scene by him revealing the Penguin himself, and it sets up. So yeah, I think he'll come back future because he is huge, as you say. It's a bit weird, but yeah, I'm not surprised at that in a way, but I am at the same time.
So I read the other day that I was quite surprised because normally with these, franchise that they want to start with, they sign them up for deals. Like, do you know,
Multiple films.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson's only got one. It's a one movie deal.
Strange.
I guess that. I mean, when does a Batman film ever fail, really, box office wise?
Never fail.
Yeah.
So I don't know why maybe they don't have enough. People are saying maybe they don't have enough confidence in this.
How many did Affleck get? Did he get a couple?
I think he was up to 5 or something.
Yeah,
I think
he
it was
got
a lot.
multiple, yeah.
And he didn't even have his own solo one, but I think he was signed up to a multi-picture deal straight away.
Yeah.
But people were saying maybe they don't have confidence in Patterson as.
Then again,
Batman, but you don't know.
I suppose these Elseworld films, which this technically is, Joaquin Phoenix only got the one film deal.
Yeah.
So maybe they're
that was a risk.
Yeah, that was
a risk.
Yeah.
This is a Batman film. It's
so. Yeah, true.
Strange, it's
true.
strange.
Yeah, hopefully we see more.
Yeah.
And I think, as Craig just said, that will succeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
to. A Batman
It
film
will,
doesn't
yeah.
fail at the thing.
That's why fucking DC always do
well,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
They have to do a new one every couple of years. But yeah, we should get a new trailer for that soon as well, like an actual trailer.
Yeah, I hope not everything's going to wait for October at the Fandome. Hopefully we get something, because all of them are finishing or in production. So, hopefully we get something.
Spread the hype. Speaking of trailers, trailers?
Love it. Go on, take the
3
lead.
trailers. Let's get rid of one first straight away. Disney Pixar's Turning Red. We've got a trailer for that. Basically, it's the girl in the class, and you see her turn into the big panda.
Craig had a great description of
It's
it.
a child-friendly Hulk, isn't it?
Yeah.
She gets angry or nervous
excited.
or excited, and she turns into a big red panda.
Yeah.
That didn't really do much for it, did it?
But Disney do sort of fail their first trailer, and their second one they sort of pick it up. So I'm reserving judgment again.
Yeah.
Like the other one.
It wasn't really a trailer. It was more just like a scene
Yeah.
that was taken out and just shown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Weird.
It's Thingy again as well. I recognise the voice. I googled it the other day. It's that Sandra Oh again from Invincible and voicing the mum who was being annoying to the
Yeah.
daughter. So, yeah, I don't know what any other casts are in it, but yeah, that trailer done nothing for me. But the Luca trailer didn't really do anything for me, and then that turned out to be a better trailer at the end, and then was an okay film. So, yeah, we'll see.
And this start as a Disney short as well. A Pixar short.
Oh, okay.
So they've adapted it to an actual film.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't know
Where
that.
was that's already been released? The short.
No, they sort of make them in-house.
Oh, okay.
They don't
And
release
decide
them
they
all.
want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Fair play?
Knowledgeable man of the mouse.
Yeah.
We've got Snake Eyes final trailer.
Yes.
Over to you, Brad.
Oh, sorry. Right, God. We said it when we watched it just before we come on the mic. That not much was revealed. We saw the action looked cool. We know that. We saw the better look at the suit, which looks cool.
You're very good, yeah.
We saw a little bit of the story sort of come about a little bit more now. So that guy he's with, who's on the plane, who Snake Eyes actually saves first. Henry Golding saves, and then they're on the plane going home.
Yeah.
So that's actually their like arch nemesis in actual G.I. Joe. So it is very much Origins.
Yeah.
So I reckon he will turn bad at the end.
I had a question for you.
Oh yes,
Is this considered
canon to the others.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is it
think
not?
So.
I have no idea.
I'm judging on how bad they were received. You would hope not, but I think this is a reboot. I'll Google it after. I would bet maybe it's not. You can't find it anywhere because maybe they're seeing what happens first.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But there's no one you can bring back in the G.I. Joe, so it's pointless. Channing Tatum died. The Rock ain't going to be interested in that anymore.
Yeah.
because he's obviously got.
Was there Snake Eyes in the other two?
Yes.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never saw. He never spoke. Or you never saw his face because he was fully Snake Eyes.
Oh, so it could be then.
So it could be.
So that means he-
you never
yeah,
saw his face.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing. And Storm Shadow was his nemesis in that.
Is that the white suit version?
Yeah, so that's the same guy. At the end, in this trailer, he even goes, "Call me Storm Shadow."
Yeah.
So it could be. I hope not.
It's quite a short trailer, wasn't it, for a final trailer? It's only a minute.
Yeah, it was short.
Usually about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
final,
yeah.
aren't they?
But that's out Friday. We'll have the review up on the socials, and we'll review it on next.
Obviously, this is coming first, and there's no direct link. But this is Shang-Chi. the trailers are very, very.
It is.
The story
It's
seems
extremely-
very
it's extremely-
similar.
yeah.
Because even Shang-Chi goes back with his dad, who's not his dad or whatever, who saved him as a child, and
Yeah.
then he's the villain. It seems very. Obviously, there's not going to be a big dragon in this, but in Snake Eyes. But it seems very.
No, it is even with the because obviously the dark organisation that Shang-Chi is.
yeah. Like the 10 rings, yeah.
This has the cobra, and yeah, it is extremely similar. Even even the type of music for the drum.
Yeah. You find that quite, but you know, sometimes like when you be a certain year when just near on a couple of identical films just come out, and it can't be planned. Obviously, the Shang-Chi and Snake Eyes are completely two different franchises. They have nothing to do with each other. Yeah. No crossover really, but it's very similar.
Yeah,
it's very odd
at the same time as well.
There is a cool fact on that.
Is it?
If you look, I don't think it still happens now, but if you look through the past, in the years going up, there's one film will come out and there's another film that is almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you'll get years when
best example. Olympus Has Fallen, White House Down.
Yeah. Or was the Gods one? Gods of Egypt and Immortals, or whatever. No, not Gods of Egypt. What was that one that came out at the same time? You know, Immortals with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
There was another one come
Clash
out.
of the Titans?
Yes.
With Sam Worthington.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, they come out around about the same time.
Both playing Perseus,
yes,
the god.
Both come out around about the same time. There's quite a few of them. There's quite a few of them.
That usually happens because the best example, they're all perfect examples, but that White House Down one, that actually, the production company, I can't remember who it was now, they had the script and everything, and then they broke down, and then they sold the script legally to two different companies who then done the film with obviously Gerard Butler, Olympus Has Fallen, Channing Tatum, White House Down, Jamie Foxx and that. But they come out so it's really odd. Yeah. So yeah, maybe this is a little bit. Although these are obviously IPs.
I think these are more of a coincidence, but it's just weird that we're getting two Asian orientated martial arts films that seem to have a very similar background. Yeah. I don't really know the background to Shang-Chi anyway, so this might be comic book accurate or not. I don't know.
See,
final trailer we got DC's Titans season 3.
God, this looked good.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but it looked very good. I'm going to go back and watch it.
They are. I don't really like DC television shows. I think they're normally quite cheesy and shit, basically.
Yeah,
agreed.
But apart from Superman and Lois, I am quite impressed with that. But yeah, the Titan ones are more gritty, violent, naughty.
Yeah,
naughty.
No, they are.
They are a bit naughty, to be fair. This trailer looks good, and you'll probably speak about the whole crowbar bit with possible. I imagine Joker properly. This looks good.
All that bit when he's battering him with the crowbar, like
brutal.
It's silent as well. It does look good. I mean, for me, the best place I can imagine a superhero anything around is, I think Gotham for me is the best place to be involved with. I don't know why. I don't like better than Metropolis or anything.
It's just like a sea underbelly.
If it's portrayed properly and it's dark and it's huge and the slums. I love Gotham so much and all everything that surrounds it. So the fact they're going back to Gotham and the story, as Craig just touched on, with Jason Todd becoming Red Hood.
Whoa, spoilers!
Come on, but yeah. So that story arc alone, you're not going to get much of Batman, which is great because you shouldn't. It's DC Titans, and Dick Grayson, the lead in it, is brilliant.
Oh, he was good, especially when he's Nightwing now. But Gotham's a weird place because it's in that weird bit of Earth where there's just never any sunlight.
But
even when it's daytime, it's just clouds.
Yeah, it's just clouds. It's all the smog from factories and stuff. But you are right. It's a very good city to be, but it looks good. I must say one thing. You know when they showed off the Red Hood costume, not so long ago actually. Showed it off. It looked great. It looked very accurate to. I've only played it in the game, whatever Batman game it was, and I've seen a few images of it. It looks great. Didn't look so good in that. I didn't think it looked good actually in real life.
I kept only seeing top half shots and that, and in the sort of concept art we got, it looked really cool with his trousers and boots and stuff, and his guns on the fires. So hopefully, I must admit, I agree with you there.
The Nightwing costume looks fantastic. Which you saw last series. That looks fantastic. But I was a bit disappointed, and he looks quite small because obviously he's not going to change your height.
Well, he's tiny. The actor that plays Jason Todd. But
it looks good. It looks good. The Tiger even looks a little bit better.
Yeah, does because
it looks more money awful in that first series.
But I think it's August 12th or 11th.
Yeah, I think it's 12th.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's trailers.
It is, Okay, so we got the Loki finale.
Woo. Can I stand up and obey?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, but it was great.
They don't know that. You could have said you did.
True.
So we'll do it as usual. We'll do non-spoilers first. We're going to talk about Loki finale as well as the series as a whole, what this means for the future. So firstly, Con, let's have your finale and series as a whole rating, please. Okay.
Episode rating for the finale, 9. Woo! As a whole, very close, but I'm going to give it a 9.
Ooh, that's sharp. Well done.
That's brilliant.
Fair play.
Very good.
For me, episode, I'd give it a 8 for reasons we'll get into. Then the series, I'd give it an 8.5. I was settled on an 8, but just how ballsy they was with the final act, which was mind-blowing. So, I give it an 8.5. It's very close to 9. I can see exactly why you gave it a 9.
Nothing more to add. I'll exactly the same. I'll go with 9 in the finale because it's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of talking in it, a lot more explanation to stuff, which it needed to be really for what was revealed. But series probably 8.5, maybe 9, maybe so. Yeah, this is
perfect.
Great series. Great series.
It's a great series. It's categorised as that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Definitely the best Disney Plus series so far.
That's how you do a finale. Let's just say that.
Well, this is what we said it last week. We were so scared about like a White Vision turning up, or the end of Falcon Winter Soldier was pretty good, but it was, it was what it was. When this was fans thinking about what was going to happen, and it did. Yeah, finally. Yeah, it's a good payoff.
We shouldn't have to say spoiler warning because it's been out 5 days now.
Oh, we can get into it now.
Yeah, so just if you're strange, off you go. But we're getting into it.
He's not in it. I didn't realise this until I watched Mr. Sunday Movies. Everyone should check them out. They are brilliant, to be fair.
Yeah.
But they did a breakdown of the last series. So at the very start of it, the last episode of the series, it starts with the Marvel Studios logo that everyone loves, and very different this time. It had a lot of blasts from the past from Marvel. Even had the Captain America Peggy dance at the end of Endgame, and then loads of quotes throughout it, which was quite cool because it really did show that a trip through time, if you like. Until I watched their video and they had the subtitles on, there was a few real world famous people that was quotes in it. Did you pick up on any of these?
I picked up on a couple.
I didn't. I've watched the same video as you though. So,
right. So one in particular, I was a bit shocked about. So after we get past the studios bit, it comes out and it's like the Big Bang, isn't it? Like the start of the universe, and shows all different universes and the Milky Way and all stuff like that. But during that time, you get Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin saying, their famous lines about the moon lands. But one that I didn't expect, I didn't realise, was Greta Thunberg. Yes. She said, "How dare you?
How dare you?"
It's in that. I didn't realise until I had to look it back. It was only on Miss Sunday Movies because they had the subtitles on it. It had like who said it with bits, so it had like the Tony Stark and all stuff like that. But it had Greta Thunberg, the "How dare you" bit.
That's really odd.
It was very odd, but. Fair enough.
There's obviously a reason, whether it's one of the writers or
something,
a massive fan or something.
But there was quite a few famous, I can't remember some of the others now, but really cool opening, to be fair. And then lead out of the, it finishes up sort of in the time stream that we know, like the sacred timeline. And then we start at the Citadel. Yeah. It looks great. Yeah. It just looks great, doesn't it? And then we get them going in. There's a little back and forth with Sylvie and Loki before. And then one thing that did genuinely make me jump, and my partner as well, the Miss Minute, she just popped up out of it, and the memes, have you seen any of the memes that are going around?
Yeah. The ring camera.
The ring camera is like, I'll show you, the listeners can't see it, but I might actually put it up on the story for after, so check this out. But it was like, if you check your Ring doorbell and you just see this just standing there staring at you, it's terrifying.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
And although it's a little cartoon clock, it's quite terrifying, that little thing, and brilliant. I do love the voice of it, though.
Shout out to Tara Strong.
Yeah, she's very good at it. But then we get some interesting things. Obviously, Miss Minutes doesn't want to Loki and Sylvie to actually meet the man behind it all, and she drops the name He Who Remains, who is, we'll get to it, but it's the name from the comics. But then she says, like, we can create a timeline where you won against the Avengers in New York, or you want the Infinity Gauntlet, you want the stones, you can have them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you see for a minute, Loki's thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely thinking about it. He's like, oh, shall I?
But I've changed.
It has changed.
Yeah.
That Miss Sunday Movies video did actually make a good point. The reason we sort of said about it, the 2012 Loki to now, to this version, which is, we don't know how much time this series actually takes up, but it is very much from the first episode, seeing the path he went down, causes his mother's death, falls out with Thor, dies at the hand of Thanos. So I guess it would sort of change you as a person.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't stick with this current route. But so she offers up all this stuff, and then they reject it, and then she turns a little bit evil, old Miss Minutes, and then just disappears. And then We get the bit where they walk into the main thing, and then we get, then we're at a TVA. Mobius confronts Renslayer, and I thought there was going to be something from Renslayer in this finale, but obviously they have a little bit of a scuffle. They have a discussion, and Mobius says, like we're revealing to everyone that we're all variants and whatever, and then she just disappears, just goes through a time door, let's say, and that's it. I didn't see anything from her. So obviously she's set up for some sort of future. Did you not think she was going to turn up? Because she's been the whole episode before. She was trying to get to, the man, he who remains, and
I had no idea. We said it last week on last week's episode on the roundup. Sorry for the YouTube, and I didn't understand. I think me and you said it. I don't know where the story was going.
Yeah.
Not that I, to be honest, didn't really care that much because there's so many other factors I was interested in. But I didn't know where her arc was going. But I guess, as you just said, it's probably safe for season 2 now, and she'll intertwine somehow. I don't think she'll be in the movies, but she's set for season 2 in some way.
I'm back to the opinion now that she was more distressed and shocked that the timekeepers weren't real.
Yeah,
I don't think she was in on it.
No,
as what I originally thought. Obviously, because when that whole bit happened, when timekeepers, discovered they weren't real, and the revelations about they're all variants and stuff like that, she didn't seem that shocked. But in this episode, I feel like she is maybe putting on a front.
Yeah, she seemed quite panic and frantic, and I see what you're saying.
But I liked her as a character. And Mobius was back and everything. And then we get the bit with B-15 where they're in a school. I was a bit like, where's
he
going on here? I didn't know what was happening. And then she leads some more hunters into the room, and there's Judge Renslayer, who's not Renslayer. She's just a school teacher or a headmistress of a school. And then it's sort of revealed, they're all variants. And then we go back to the big reveal of Loki and Sylvie. The lift comes down, the doors open, and then there's this just very charismatic man sitting there to speak to her. What did you think? So it's Jonathan Majors, who we know was cast in Ant-Man and Quantumania as Kang, which is what we all thought was going to happen. This isn't necessarily Kang. We'll get into that a bit more in a minute. But what did you think of him in general?
He was fantastic. Hands down fantastic. Like you say, so charismatic, and it was just... The whole series it's just so natural and just so... It just seemed like he'd been a part of the MCU forever. This is like a debut MCU.
I think that's spot on.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
To agree with everything. He nailed... You didn't... At first, it was for about 5 minutes, I was just confused and hyped. All in a mix of emotions because he's there. And I didn't think they'd have the cojones.
Yeah.
I didn't think Marvel...
this is it. That's what we're saying.
Off the back of the recent WandaVision and Falcon and the Soldier, I didn't think they would do it. But they did, and fair play to them. But yeah, for 5 minutes I was like, what's going on? Is it Kang? Is it not? Who is it? What is it? A variant? And then at the end, when you realise who he is and why he's there, etc., it's so clever.
Yeah.
It's extremely clever. Yeah. The whole thing.
The whole explanation when he uses his little
so good.
his own tempad version, like the main one, to explain what it was all about, which is for the layman's explaining the multiverse. It was very easy to follow. It wasn't that confusing. He said like there's different ones who would hop over to different timelines and help each other out, but then there was also versions that didn't like this and wanted to bring it all down and rule, and which is where he says about he's been called many names. He who remains, the Conqueror, which is Kang the Conqueror's full title, and a jerk at one point he says as well. But it was a very clever way of doing it. And he's saying, like, Loki and Sylvie are trying to be all nice about it and trying to do the right thing. And he's saying, we're all villains. Like, you've done some terrible things. You've done terrible things.
Grow up, I think he says.
Yeah, I think he goes, grow up, Sylvie.
Brilliant. So good.
But his whole demeanour and scenes with him was just brilliant.
Do you know what I really liked? I've got a funny thing with it. When actors eat and act at the same time with that apple.
100%.
Like with Christopher Waltz.
I knew he was going to say the strudel.
It's fantastic. And if you can pull that off, it's so cool.
Apparently he did improv a lot.
Yes.
Which is
I've
great.
read that, but you are right, because it sort of gives off a fact that, like, if I can sit there not bothered eating an apple, you're no threat to me. You know what I mean? I am that menacing. And without him being like evil and really villainous in this, you know he could do some stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They should be a bit scared of him. He is in control, but he explains it all very well. And then it's a whole battle between, is he lying? Is he not? And then the conversation between Sylvie and Loki. There was some good action with them two, because there isn't much action in this whole episode, but their little fight was quite good, and they was using powers and stuff, and it was all quite touching.
Yeah.
I thought, because Loki has very much changed his ways, hasn't he, in this one. Sylvie, not so much. She's just diehard, wants to kill this guy.
Yeah.
But he explains the whole fact that there was a multiverse war. He managed to tame Eliath and then get the sacred timeline and stop other variants from coming to it. So he says that he's bad, but the other variants are evil or worse. They're the ones to fear, which he is right for saying, to be fair. He doesn't seem too bad. But the point of this one is he's of more of a character, a version of Kang called Immortus, who is like this, much a friendlier version of sorts. He still does some horrible things, but a friendlier version, and basically is protecting. So we find out, obviously, he is right with what he's saying, and he offers it up to them to take it over and do the work, rule the TVA, tell them all what's going on. Then let's get to the kiss.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a bit of trickery. Kang, or what should we call him? He who remains, gives over his little tempad thing, says you can take it, rule it, do what you want. Because there's a point where where they're talking, and he steps out. The moment happens where he no longer knows what's about to happen.
I think that bit was really cool.
It was.
He sold it so well, because his face was like...
I don't know if anyone else, when he done that, because he was leaning forward, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then it goes silent and he looks confused. I literally went, almost on my own at this point. I went, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because it went on for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He captivated you for so long. You wasn't like this when it's gone a bit too long. He was so good at that. And then, that was when he said that...
Did he say, we've gone past the threshold?
So now all
threshold
the papers of he don't know what's going to go on. His tempad can't protect him anymore, and he ain't got anything programmed.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That scene was really good. Although not much happened, it was just really good.
That's all down to him, really.
Yeah. And then we get the little fight, and then we get up to the bit where Sylvie and Loki finally kiss. It was a little bit... You seem like you've got some thoughts on it, Brad.
You know my fault. I just haven't liked this arc all the way. I know it was a trick to get him into open up the tempad and get him in there, but I just didn't like any aspect of it.
It was such a bad on-screen kiss.
It was.
Well.
That was
really bad.
It could have been done better.
Yeah,
I didn't mind that it actually happened, because, like what Brad just said, the trickery of it all, and that is Sylvie or what Loki may do. But it was the way it was done wasn't great.
Yeah, didn't sell it at all for me.
No. But anyway, as you just mentioned, she opens up a door and pushes him back to the TVA. And he looks very distraught by this. Very distraught.
Yeah.
And then we go back to Sylvie and Kang, or he who remains Immortus. I don't know what to call him. But we go back to them, and they're having a confrontation, and then he says, you can kill me, it's fine, but, worse things are going to happen if you do, and the timeline won't be intact anymore. So she does. She stabs him right through the chest. And he says the line, I'll see you soon. And I was like, oh dear.
It was a laugh.
Oh dear.
It was, yeah. It was. But that was a very much moment like he tried to warn you, and now it's just ruined. And then we get, which I enjoyed the most in this, the incredible scene of the timeline just splitting apart and going all different directions.
Yeah.
And we'll get onto it in a minute, but obviously this is... multiverse is confirmed.
It is official.
Yeah, there's different timelines confirmed. But before we get to what that could mean, I think everyone knows what it means, but I really want to get into it. Yeah. We get back to the TVA. Loki's running through. He's trying to find Mobius and B-15. He wants to know, wants to tell him what's going on. He finds them. He explains them. We killed.
I was like, oh, thank God.
Yes,
there they are.
I was like that. And so he explains it all to them. He's saying, we messed up. We shouldn't have done this. There's bigger threats coming. And then Mobius goes, who are you? You calm down. You're an analyst. Stop whatever you're going on about. They're completely confused. And at that point, I was like, what? What's happened? What happened there? And then it turns around, and the statue in the TVA is no longer the three androids that we've seen the whole through. It is full on Kang. Yeah. That outfit, that is Kang. So he's been pushed into a multiverse or a timeline where Kang rules. And that is him, and the look of sheer devastation at doesn't know what's going. Poor old Loki.
Yeah,
I feel so sorry for him.
It was brilliant, yeah.
But so then that sort of ends. It ends with that. Sylvie's there with dead Immortus. He remains. The TVA is just something completely different now. Kang's in charge. We already know we're getting Kang in Quantumania.
But they're reacting, aren't they, to what's gone on?
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
before that,
so
yeah.
that's all now in tatters. So
every time, they say all.
So they're going.
That's a different version of them, isn't it?
So all the different timelines with this TVA, whether it's Mobius on all of them or Ravonna back, they're all now in chaos.
Yes.
Because of the branching. So
But that branching screen that they show, it's just like hundreds. There's hundreds of branches.
each branch has about 4 branches.
Yeah,
they have a branch.
It's insane. And then obviously,
It's interesting they said the line, does he want us to let it just happen? Or something along them lines. It's
Who says that?
Morbius or the other, the main.
B-15.
They say,
Oh, what they're referring to Kang.
yeah, so
Oh,
do they want
yes,
them just
yes,
let it
yes.
happen? Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting line.
Okay.
And then we get the ending, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. But then we get a sort of post-credit scene, which was rumored for a while, but Loki's confirmed for season 2. The only Disney Plus show that's going to have that, because obviously Wanda's going to be Doctor Strange. There's Captain America 4 that's already happening with Anthony Mackie, so they're getting films. Loki's should be returning in Multiverse of Madness, and what a Multiverse of Madness is going to be.
Extremely.
yeah.
So the thing that come out from it afterwards is loads of pictures going around of the branching timeline. Is everything now just canon? Because that's the question that's going around. It could be.
Well, and maybe not so much. I mean, it's more fun in it to say that Ewan Goodford and Michael Chiklis, Fantastic Four, are all they're now canon. That's more fun. But I do believe, as we've always said, and we've had a little argument on the podcast, didn't we? That I do now believe what I was saying, that Fantastic Four will not be a part of the current universe. I think
it could be.
They will be introduced from a branch now.
Yeah.
I
And
agree,
it just makes more sense. But I think that's everything. I think is now canon. Everything they have can be introduced.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Fantastic Four, obviously this Kang's real name is Nathaniel Richards, who is a descendant from Reed Richards, and part of that video, multiple videos and things I've read, is also somehow a bit of a descendant of Doctor Doom as well, which is weird.
Yeah.
Don't really know how that happened, but who knows? Obviously, but he's from the 31st century, so 1,000 years in the thing, and he's a scientist from there. So it's a very good way to bring in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Very good way. So yes, you probably are right now with that.
But
And,
everything is canon, yes, to your
yes.
answer.
But it's just craziness now, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. And Tom Hiddleston has now teased that the What If animated series is actually canon, and it's these episodes are
Branches.
from these branches.
Oh, okay.
But it's animated, so he didn't have to do the live action.
Yeah.
So
Would make sense.
I think that's brilliant.
That makes it perfectly, but it's brilliant, makes sense. I don't see why you wouldn't just say that anyway, even if it wasn't part of the plan, just say there's
But
branches.
it's pretty much
Yeah.
because there's hundreds of branches and possibilities that we saw from that. And these, is it 8 episodes? I think there's 8 episodes of What If. Each episode could well be a different little branch.
Yeah.
And it's an alternative variant version of yourself, of each of the heroes that we've seen over the last 12 years or whatever, 13 years. And I think that's fucking brilliant now. I love that.
This has truly kicked off Phase
Yeah.
4. Truly.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I give full props to Marvel, because they've done it in a show. And the only way you probably could go after what you've done in the 24, whatever it was, film saga that you've done with the Infinity Saga, was this multiverse now.
Yeah.
And do a different type. I mean, obviously we'll compare Kang and Thanos, but you're not doing another Thanos. It's a completely different threat. It's a completely different experience. It's just very, very exciting. Very, very exciting.
But also, as well, I forgot to mention, director Kate Herron's not coming back for Series 2, which is a bit strange.
is a
Strange
shame.
announcement.
Yeah.
Strange announcement.
She's done the best so far.
Yeah.
So for her not to return, maybe she doesn't want to tarnish what she's already
Well,
done.
she said she only wanted to, her quote was she only wanted to do one series and she wishes the best for everyone else. But yeah, no, back on to the subject, the multiverse thing is just madness now. We've got the What If series, which is going to be mad to think that is actually, part of the MCU. That is actual alternative version, not just an animated spin-off thing to show you. It is actually part of it.
And you understand now a little bit more why Spider-Man's not been out yet.
Yeah.
Well,
It makes sense why they've waited.
it should have been out today.
Yeah, instantly today. But that makes more sense because I think I'll be more hyped now.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I've seen all these branches. That's them.
We have to get a trailer now.
The trailer has to be coming soon.
I think me and Craig, we come up with a date. I think we said the Monday, the 26th, next Monday. I think it'll be. I don't see it being in August. It'll be before What If, but I think end of July next week.
Yeah, I say Olympics. I think this week.
Yeah, you've said it wrong.
That starts on Friday, so I think this week.
Yeah. It's got to be. Has to be before the end of July.
If they have, and I know that we all know they haven't. If they have missed the boat with this, and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's not in, then you are never getting it.
I'm not watching Marvel anymore.
It has to be this. I love the whole multiverse thing that just come up at that very end. I didn't think they was going to do it like that. Yeah. And Kang, well, not Kang, but we're going to see him in 2023 in the Ant-Man film, and the possibilities of Fantastic Four, multiple Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, whatever. It's not going to be that, but madness.
All the X-Men are there, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Do you just a quick comparison thoughts on Kang then?
Yeah,
are you sort of not just because of how good Jonathan Major is, just as Kang itself, the type of villain, or
I think the power he's got to me is just mind blowing. Just from seeing him there, it just seems mind blowing. And I like a villain. I don't know but this villain here, I don't know what Kang is as like the actual Kang, but he was so suave. I like a suave villain.
I don't think you're going to get that.
I don't think he's quite the same.
Is he just ruthless?
Yeah, he's still got that sort of I know everything.
Yeah.
Sort of a bit like Tony Stark, but not a drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm big, I'm really full of myself, and I know everything. I can do anything.
Yeah.
Sort of character.
He's to me, anyways. He is quite. I think Doom's better, but he is quite similar to Doom because they're both
without
like
the time travel part.
Intellect, like Doom's just completely knows everything and stuff, and they're both just conquerors. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for this. I think you're going to get. I mean, it's already been teased, and we know it anyway. But I think Jonathan Majors is going to play so many different variants. You'll get Kang the Conqueror, of course.
Yeah.
But I just think you're going to get so many different. He's going to be, as you just said, suave. Then he's going to be Kang and conquering. And
well, if they go back in time, Kang actually went all the way back to Egypt, the Pharaoh's time, and he was actually a god there called Ramatut. But obviously he wasn't a god, he was just a time traveler, but everyone thought he was. And his spaceship was a giant sphinx.
Very cool.
But no, Brad's right. I think you're going to see many different versions, but the actual Kang the Conqueror is ruthless. He's been known to go back in time and kill children versions of future people just to stop it happening.
Makes sense though.
Well, it does. This is what
but then it gets. I don't want to get into it, but then it gets confusing because in Avengers Endgame they suggest going back to kill Thanos.
Yeah,
and they say you can't do that.
It's not your past would have still happened.
But did you see that they all had a big meeting? Kevin Feige.
Yes, discuss how multiverse works. Yeah.
So I think it was like this week or last week just gone. Because to be fair, like this is. I mean, we all like some weird science stuff here, don't we? Me and you love the stars, mate.
Oh yeah.
But I've always liked the quantum theory, which is well before MCU. Obviously, that's
a real life theory.
Anything probable will happen in alternate timelines. So this isn't an MCU thing. So they've got to be really careful and use the actual science behind it. So they're going to have to probably get quantum physicists on board.
Well, that's what they did for the Endgame thing, because what their definition of time travel is much more plausible than stuff like Back to the Future and stuff like that. Not knocking them content, daggers. But
they
is much
branch, did they?
No, they just carried on, and it was like one whole timeline, which but that's not what this now is. The timeline's all over the gaff,
which is more science.
Yes,
more science found. So
it's basically unlimited possibilities now. You can do what you want. But there's a version of Kang as well, a young version who came back, and this is where people are a bit excited as well. Decided to help the Avengers, and he actually became Iron Lad. His name's Iron Lad. So he's basically a young Iron Man with the Young Avengers, the same Young Avengers we've seen in other series. So you could see that variant as well.
Yeah.
You just don't know
Didn't see anything.
My last question is just, do you think there's a possibility that he could be not more powerful or anything like that? Do you think he could be a better villain than Thanos?
It's going to take a lot.
Yeah, for me, Thanos is one of the best.
I think people are getting
ever.
well too hyped.
Yes.
Jonathan Majors is amazing.
Yeah.
And
Let's
this
not forget Josh
intrigued
Brolin,
me.
because he was.
But Thanos was incredible.
Yeah.
So I think you just need to don't give him too much pressure. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
And I think you might not see Kang the Conqueror as much as maybe we don't. We know it, but a lot of people are thinking like he's now come in as. I think you're gonna not see him as much.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
like Thanos, it was like a few end of credit scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
You might see other versions and variants of Jonathan Majors, but Kang the Conqueror is going to be hyped for some years to come.
yeah.
Right.
So
well, you're not going to get his actual performance and like his actual Kang entrance till 2023.
Yeah.
We've got
Batman, yeah.
5 films before that. I think
Yeah.
5 or 6 films before that. But
good start.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so. But this is obviously what people are really excited about. Is this is building up to Secret Wars, and there's already like Boss Logic has done a poster for it with Kang, and then Avengers Secret Wars, which introduce a whole load of shit going on, and I this is really kickstarted. I mean, put Black Widow in the bin now because that's nothing. That's nothing to do with this, is it? So do you know what I mean? It's
But, I mean, even Marvel, the best company ever in terms of films for me, to do something like this. This is such a big. If they do, which they are doing, Secret Wars, and it ends to this, as he said, the multiversal war, and you get all these different versions and variants of Spider-Man and Iron Man, and they do this massive war. I mean, how they're going to? At the minute, I can't understand it.
Yeah.
But I have faith, and it's going to be another 10-year, decade journey.
I was saying, it feels like such a revival.
Yes.
doesn't
Yeah,
of
it does.
Marvel.
It does.
But this is why everyone after that, I think they all started saying, "Oh, all the people said after Endgame, Marvel, the MCU's dead." Well, no, I think it's now beginning again. It's like a whole because they called, like you said earlier, the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
That's M23. This is just going to be a whole new saga, multiverse or Secret Wars. It might be called, I don't know what they're going to call it in the end, but
It's going to be Fantastic Four, X-Men. It will, but by 10 years' time, you're going to have all these, and now's the best time.
and we're going to be too old to have been watching them.
Never
too old.
I'll be watching them when it's phase 20. I'll be
Charles Murphy's 50, mate. It's fine.
No, but it is brilliant, and like Colin just said, it is a revival. And honestly, actually, I forgot to mention a comment that Elizabeth Olsen said about Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. She said because this is meant to be the first sort of horror Marvel film as well. So she said, obviously, it's not going to be R-rated and proper hot, but this is the first horror type entry into the MCU. And she said that this is vintage Sam Raimi, who did Ash and the Evil Dead and the more horror, gruesome films than superhero before he did Spider-Man and that. So that's really interesting, and maybe they do live action Marvel zombies like we're getting in What If. Maybe they travel to there. That would be incredible to see that on TV.
Endless possibilities. It's where they what sort of bravery, what way they're going to go with it. It's you don't know, and that's the best thing at the minute.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Fantastic.
I think that's about it. Other than any other final thoughts on it, I suppose.
No, nothing. Just doors are open everywhere.
Yeah, completely and utterly.
There was one other little fact actually about it. There was in the trailer. There's a King Loki scene that eventually it actually did get cut. And we talked about. I don't know if we talked about it on here, but I know we said about it somewhere else. That Chris Hemsworth voiced Throg. Well, he sort of grunted in that little caption we saw, but there was actually a whole cut scene where a variant of Loki was king of Asgard and he'd taken over it all, which you saw in the trailer.
Yeah, you did.
There was a bit in the trailer of it, and in that, Throg was meant to attack him. But they cut it, and I don't know why they cut it. I would like to see that. I would just like to see a little frog fork.
I just remember another quick 2 facts as well. Jonathan Majors actually voiced the Time variant.
Yes, he did.
People,
Yeah,
the free, what they're called, timekeepers.
Timekeepers, that's it. Yeah,
voiced those. The one we couldn't understand as well. And also, he's a trained clown.
Yes, I saw that. Which inspired this, didn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why I think he's going to be so good. It's going to be like a bit like James McAvoy in Split, all these different personalities.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a bit of that with these variants.
Because at one point he was a bit jokey, he was a bit like juvenile almost. Then he was quite terrifying and serious. It was. Yeah.
But he leapt on the table at one point. And I think, you can. That was a weird statement, but post watching this, I can see it.
I'm excited to see him as another version. Because Kang is not like that.
Yeah.
Still got the charismatic know-all man, but it's going to be very
Can't wait.
Very good. Shall we bring the tone down? So we had Space Jam: A New Legacy hit the screens on Friday, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's just jump straight into it.
Come on.
I mean, we're not even going to do non-spoilers and spoilers. We'll go straight in. I'll do my rating first of all.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 out of 5. I would have given it less than 2, but I can't drop that far down with films because there's something about
It's
it.
into the awful stage then, isn't it?
But this was poor.
Could I ask you a question then?
Go on.
You gave Fast 9 2. What's a better film?
Do you know what? Holly asked me on the drive here, and I said the better film is Fast 9. Of course it is, but that's still piss poor as well.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Just had to ask. I had to ask.
Completely agree. Mine is a 2. I would class it as a bad movie.
Yeah.
Not a terrible movie, because it has to be something specific for that. # New Mutants. But
what is the rating of that?
Well, we gave that back then. We were doing out of 10, and we gave that a 3 out of 10. All of us, I remember. So I reckon about a 1.5. We would have probably.
I'd probably say 1 now.
Yeah.
I think 1. So I reserve that for just like we reserve perfect films.
Yeah.
For 10 out of 10s and 5 stars, we reserve that. This is a 2 for me. Bad movie.
I am actually going to go 1.5. I really struggled, and I just thought it was fucking shite.
Yeah.
It was. My problem, which I had, we'll get into it more in a minute, but my problem I had, which I said months ago on this, which we've all agreed with, and I think everyone in the world agrees with, who the fuck gives a shit about Looney Tunes? Who cares?
Film, Craig.
No, but who cares? No one's seen these in years. Like, at least when we was younger, and we had actual original recipe Space Jam. You had Animaniacs on TV. You had Looney Tunes on ITV for us or whatever. You had them everywhere, and everyone knew Bugs Bunny. That I've not heard or seen anything of any of these in about 20 years.
Yeah, well, it's the same person who voices Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
but it sounded different. I thought this doesn't sound like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, but it's just absolutely pointless making this movie.
I think this. Go on.
I was going to say, we've got to go through it. What's the story here?
Right. So the story is LeBron James, obviously King James, is the best basketball player we've had since MJ.
Fact.
Michael Jordan, not Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan. He's the king. Don Cheadle, who is Al G Rhythm. Is it Al G Rhythm?
Yeah.
He wants King James to kick off his algorithm and just bring him into the thing just to sell. I don't. Joe, what? I was actually zoned out. I don't know why he wanted him. Was it just?
So he was.
I'm not sure
you know the serververse of Warner Brothers. He was the main computer of that, and he controlled everything. And he wanted to be. He was watching King James doing all his stuff in the NBA. And he doesn't get recognised as a algorithm for Warner Brothers. So he wanted to sort of combine himself. He done that thing, didn't he? Combine himself with King James to then be recognised and have that stardom and have that fandom. So he wants to suck him into the serververse and keep him there and do all that. Yeah.
So the way he does it is he kidnaps his kid, who builds games. Coincidental. King James is there as well. For some reason, they stumbled down to the server rooms, but obviously that's already planned. He's in there, and he must win this basketball game to save his kid. If he wins a game, he's out. The kid's out. They're done. If he loses, he stays. And for some reason, everybody else who's got a ticket also stays in there as well. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But he's got to assemble an elite team. So he's got Batman on the list, Superman, all these big Iron Giant. I know, obviously, he gets a Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And does he win it? But it's not real basketball. It's his kid's game. Who's the king of this game?
Dom Ball.
Dom Ball, yeah. And they've got to win the game. And do they win it? Of course they win it.
That's the story.
Yeah.
I have one major thing about this.
Come to us.
I think LeBron James is just a bad dad. I don't know if they meant him to be like this. Obviously, with all films, there's a conflict and there's a resolve.
Yeah.
And it makes a nice moment at the end. Wasn't a nice moment.
Yeah.
Wasn't bothered about it. He's just a bit of an arsehole at the start.
Yeah.
He's just horrible to his kid.
Yeah.
He's just a bad dad. I don't think this film made him look like a good guy.
No, it didn't, because bearing in mind you're playing yourself, I don't think he's a bad dad. Those stories would have been out there.
Not at all. No.
So yeah, exactly. That's as you say. So it's very 90s of you, a bit like the old Arnold Schwarzenegger. What's the Turbo Man? Bad dad, and then you have a moment. But in 90s,
but he's not playing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, of course. So he's playing himself. Obviously not his actual kid actor or his wife.
I had to look that up. Not the wife. I knew that, but I didn't know if they was his actual kids.
So the kid does look very similar. By the way. Yeah, I was quite shocked. But so as you said, I don't know. You didn't need that for me.
No.
But again,
because he's still a bad dad up until about 20 minutes from the end. When the game's actually beginning.
Yeah.
He calls him. I don't think he says traitor. That's Don Cheadle says that. But he even faces off against his son in like the centre court. What's going on here?
I've got two major issues with this film.
I have more. That was just one.
The first one for me, LeBron James can't act.
Oh no!
You don't expect him to, but he was at least have something about you. Yeah. He had nothing. Yeah. At least with MJ in the original Space Jam, He had a little bit about him. You could sort of tell.
And it must have been more difficult for Michael Jordan to act, because that was like back in the day where they just had physical cartoons.
Yeah.
At least now they would have had CGI people around him. Do you know what I mean?
This isn't a defence, but on that, I mean, what was it? Bill Murray, wasn't it? The original.
Yeah.
Was with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say he's be a lot more easier. I'm not saying Don Cheadle's a better actor than Bill Murray, but Bill Murray was a bit more laughy, jokey. Maybe it was a little bit easier. But Don Cheadle, it was awkward when they were on screen, because Don Cheadle is a very, very good actor.
Yeah.
And he was a bit annoying.
down a peg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they were on screen together, it was very noticeable, professionals and amateurs.
Yeah.
And it didn't help.
Yeah.
No.
And my second issue with this film, I don't think this film was made as Space Jam. This is the next Space Jam. MJ best then, LeBron James best now. This was Warner Brothers saying, look at what we've got.
Yeah.
We've got this, that, we've got everything. Just have a look. They chucked it all in there.
I felt like my eyes were raped. It was just shoved in your face every moment they could.
Yeah.
It was,
But then the terrible part for that, for me, is, they shoved it in our face, and we knew it was going to happen, but they done it anyway. But then they didn't use it.
No.
When you've done it, because I think we spent about 30 seconds in Metropolis using the actuals, which people...
the actual animated.
The actual animated Superman series, which I've watched like 5 times. Like, it's brilliant. So that was an amazing moment for me, and I assume many others. But then that was done in quick, and Harry Potter just in and out, and just show them quick what we've got, same with Game of Thrones, etc. But if you're going to shove our faces in it, give us more nostalgia and use that. Go to the world and do something there. And, I don't know, it was so bad.
Like in the audience, they had the mask, they had all these just Matrix
So
characters.
I had a problem with the mask because he didn't have the right shirt on. He had the yellow suit and he had like a white and black striped ref shirt on. That's not how he's just a white shirt.
Yeah.
With a tie.
I think Cameron Diaz wore white and black.
Yeah,
in that
she did.
film, so
Or maybe it's an amalgamation of both.
terrible.
But I obviously I messaged in our chat as well. Is like, I don't understand who the people, not the people who's brought in, like the members of the public, but the other ones that are already there. They were just like bad cosplayers.
Yeah.
You had a guy dressed up as Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze in the bathrobe that looked nothing like him. It was just a guy with blue head. And then you had the Night King, didn't you? Two or three of them. You had all
Agent
sorts
Smith
of
was there.
Agent Smith
that
was
was
there.
not Agent Smith. I don't know who that was.
Exactly.
Agent Tom. I don't know who it was.
But as
But
you
it looked
say,
awful.
Why didn't they had the money, Warner Brothers had a lot of money into this, so why wouldn't they just use that money to just make the Night King and have Agent, really compound looking IPs that they have, and use that, but they didn't.
Have them playing in the game.
Yeah.
One
would,
of them.
No, that would have been really entertaining.
Yeah.
If you had Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze running about against the Looney Tunes and had the mask spinning around doing stuff, that would have been much better.
Yeah. It was
Really odd.
It was hard
And
work.
I said this, you wasn't on Warzone earlier, but I said this to Brad. That obviously it would have been hard for that audience around to know what was going on because there was no court there. That was all CGI, and obviously, other than LeBron James, there was no one else there.
Yeah.
So, but they never reacted to what was happening.
Yeah.
Like there was, and even the bit where the touching moment of the, LeBron and his son at the end, like rekindle, and he's. Don Cheadle shot that traitor, and he's walking over to the other side. The crowd are still cheering as if the game's going on. I was like, "Wait,
Yeah.
this is really odd." I don't get it. But
Is there anyone got any good points?
No, literally, I might take it down to 1.
The only thing I thought of, the upgrade scene was good. When they upgraded from the Looney Tunes, I thought it looked quite cool. I'm not saying it was amazing.
Yeah, no,
but
I
it did.
agree with that,
I thought that was a modern take on it, and they did look very realistic Looney Tunes. I thought that was quite cool. I'm trying to think.
Also, Don Cheadle did a line from Training Day.
Yeah, he did. And King Kong, which went and sat and got the ump.
Really
I
odd,
didn't
because
know
I'm
him
telling you
when I
now,
heard.
kids watching that wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking
And it's
about.
the wrong line.
Is it?
Yeah, he said King Kong ain't got nothing on me, but King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Well,
Come on.
yeah, well,
Right.
yeah, well.
But I think I've got my best bit and my worst bit.
Yeah.
Best bit was the montage at the start of LeBron James's career, getting drafted
Very
and
good.
all that.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Yeah,
I thought this is going to be good. Worst bit of this entire film was when the pig guy, I can't remember his name.
Oh, the raps.
The rap.
PIG.
Oh my god!
yeah.
I was like, what am I watching?
And
then,
you
like,
had LeBron James
dancing
doing all
the
that.
back.
And
He must have felt like a right idiot
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
there's nothing around him and he's just dancing in the background. Oh no!
This was probably a bit of a gripe of me. I've seen a few people have said it. Is that the Looney Tunes are good, like
Yeah.
they can do some amazing things. So why you would, as Algae Rhythm, let them participate when you need them to win? He controls everything. He takes points off the board.
Yeah,
Don't let
I didn't take points at the end.
Yeah, exactly. So how much control did he actually do? Anyway, but why would you let Roadrunner come in, who literally is basically Flash?
Yeah.
So
And
they're
also,
not
Wile E.
idiot.
Coyote, like from the trailer, he creates about 20 of him and scores like thousands of points. Like,
So they're not useless. So you know that of them. They won a game.
They've already beat the
yeah,
Goon
they've already
Squad.
beat the
They've
Goon
done it.
Squad. So they're not useless. Don't let them compete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Really odd.
one of them, old Lola Bunny's competing with Wonder Woman. So, like, she's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Why don't you get what's her name in the Chinese girl in Harry Potter, the Scottish girl? Get her playing.
Oh yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Cho. Sorry.
Cho Chow or something, isn't it?
Cho.
Yeah, but her surname.
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah.
Get her playing. Get Ron Weasley's dad playing.
They're all in
Very
that. They're all in the serververse
Yeah,
for you
exactly.
to take.
Very strange indeed. Very strange.
It just didn't work on any level. Really did.
That could have, and it's probably up there with the conversation we had before. Sequels that didn't need to be made.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
I don't even. It's not even really a sequel to me. It's not the same thing. Like they all come to Earth before. I don't even remember why they came in the original one. Like why did them little aliens? Because they was in it, weren't they? The original little aliens.
Yeah,
they
I
was
can't-
in this one.
No, because
No,
he wanted him. They wanted him to coach his team.
Yes.
But he said no, and that's
Oh, yeah.
why. And that's why.
Well, that makes more sense.
More story.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of a film that might be worse than this year, and I don't think we're going to get one.
I don't think we are.
Suicide Squad ain't yet. No, I'm joking.
I'll do.
It's
I'm trying to
fucking
think,
good.
but yeah, this could potentially be the Weekly Cut's worst film of 2021.
It is now.
Yeah, we're
It
only
is
in
now.
July.
I don't know.
No,
what
I
other
think
films
you're
we've ever got? Whatever films we've got planned to do this on, I don't see any of them being worse.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right.
Even
Well,
that,
we'll do
that
an
Turning Red. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's going to be better.
We'll do an award later on December worst film, and I think
Oh, we
it's
have.
fine.
Yeah.
But a factor leave me on. I've not got anything more to say on Space Jam in general. But the director has come out and said that he's looking to do more, and he's actually thinking of contacting The Rock to do
Why?
back to wrestling.
Why?
I don't think The Rock would do that.
I don't think so.
I think he absolutely would do it.
I don't know. I don't know if it was
Depends how Black Adam goes.
Yeah.
And
No,
then his head gets Mike gets
Was you
better,
two
yeah.
bastard? What are we doing after that? Ronaldo? Is Ronaldo doing a football one
Probably.
afterwards?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that was a genuine quote that all companies have ran with. So he's come out and said he's thinking about The
No
Rock.
more. No need. Or at least do it with more relevant characters, not Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And also that whole thing about Bugs Bunny dying at the end.
Didn't even die.
Oh
What?
God, he's out in the real world, is he?
I
Oh,
know, isn't it?
Apparently so are the rest of them.
they're coming.
How'd they get there?
Get your bunk bags or whatever he says.
How'd they get
I
there?
don't know. But yeah, I've got nothing more to say.
No more. No.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Unfortunately, and we as we said, I know we take the piss and make fun a lot because obviously we want to have a good time. But this isn't one of those times where we're just jumping on it. Like we done it a bit with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman wasn't a terrible 84. We're talking about.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman wasn't a terrible movie, but it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So we sort of had some fun with it and we took the piss. But this is unfortunately one of those movies that just is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
said
you
to
just
Connor
gotta be
earlier,
honest.
I even tried to think of it as if I was a child again, and would
Yeah.
this have been good for a child? I don't think so.
No.
Because a lot of the IPs and stuff they showed off, they're not really children's thing. Like the Game of Thrones Dragon, young children who like Looney Tunes, whoever still watches it, have not watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
They're not allowed. There's too many boobs and stuff.
Exactly that.
But and violence there is.
Yeah.
King Kong, maybe they've seen it. Iron Giants from about 20 years ago
Yeah.
in the audience. The Mask, no one's seen.
Yeah.
I don't know who this film was for.
Pointless.
Wasn't for me. I tell you that.
Great ending.
Yeah. What's on our screens?
What's on our screens?
No jinx.
No jinx.
I'm still watching Sopranos. Fantastic series. I'm on season 2, and already it's up there with one of the.
I'm going to
one of the
start
best.
it.
It's
You've charmed
really
me.
good.
Everyone said it now, so I've been listening to Craig and Sean say it. Now you're saying it. You've charmed me.
Yeah.
Definitely get it in before. Dan Mary
Yeah, I
Sands
should. Yeah.
Monsters at Work. I carried on watching the next one of that. It's fine. It's not nothing to don't write home about. It's just fine. Our kids will like it.
I've watched the first two.
Yeah.
Is there a third one yet?
Yeah, it's a fair one.
Okay, I've watched the first two. As you say, I'm not really warming to the main character
Nah,
yet.
yeah, that's the
He's not.
problem.
He's not really.
The guy with a horn.
Yeah. A couple of them are funny. The geezer with all the eyes.
Oh,
he
yeah.
keeps cracking me up a little bit. He's
Yeah.
a bit weird with his little pet and stuff. But yeah, I'm not. They're not. I'm not warming. Bearing in mind this is a series, I'm not warming to anyone, so it's
Yeah.
quite hard to stay focused.
Yeah. And
Would a kid like it?
a kid would like
Yeah, I
it.
think
Yeah, it's
so.
colourful, isn't it?
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And I watched that Bo Burnham Inside. I watched,
Oh, yeah.
I watched it again.
Again,
It's-
you really like
it's
it, didn't
very
you?
good. It's so funny.
Is it funny?
Yeah, it's funny.
I keep
I'd
meaning to.
recommend
I
it.
keep
I've
saying
got it
to
on my
Dave
list.
as well. I need to watch this.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
Dave's good.
Yeah, I
You watch
need
that.
to.
It's
Oh
funny.
yeah, Dave. Yeah, I carried on that. I've got to carry that on.
Do you want to go?
Yeah. Bad Batch.
Just Craig every week.
It's fun.
Yeah, I just watched the last one. What's that, like 11? Are we on 11?
12 now.
12.
Yeah, what, with Hera?
Yes.
You watched the second one with Hera?
Yeah, with Crosshairs, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
cool. Fine.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. That's it. I watched it. Well, Dexter, obviously, I finished series 2, but...
So you're on season 3 now, John Lithgow?
No, he's series 4.
Oh,
I looked it up earlier, because I looked up when Rita died.
Oh, maybe it's because Trinity, you think 3 is going to be
that's
season
exactly
3.
what I thought it was. He's not.
Yeah,
He's in the
fair
4th series.
Yeah, for me, I watched Gunpowder Milkshake. Come on, I had to watch it on the old...
VPN.
Yeah, VPN.
Yeah.
Because it was only on US Netflix, but for UK we don't get it until like September. Whatever. So I watched it. Very, very John Wicky, easy watch. The story's just fun, very silly. Karen Gillan is a very good actress in terms of like, because a lot of it is her, you can see.
Yeah.
So I always like that more. So very a recommendable, easy Netflix fun watch.
Good. I'll
All I can say on
give
that.
that a go.
Obviously mentioned Monster Work. Ted Lasso, watched 3 episodes of that.
Oh, yeah.
Very surprised at how enjoyable that is.
Well, the second series.
No, I haven't watched the first season. So on the second one apparently is really good. So that sort of tempted me.
Your brother watched all of them
And
in
he's
one day.
really,
All of them.
yeah, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are very...
He turned up late here for the barbecue because he was watching the finale. And he went, oh, no, I couldn't get the Uber for ages. Lady went, no, he was watching your show.
They're very American, even though it's based on an English soccer team, it's very American sitcom-y in terms of easy, like really easy. It flies by before you know it an episode.
Yeah.
So I can see why you can really sesh it. And that's it for me on screens.
Yeah. Scraps?
Scraps.
Bunch of scraps!
An actual jingle.
Actual jingle. I've come with one scrap.
Oh.
Not really film and TV, but it's film and TV. Obviously, Halloween Horror Nights this year, Universal's 30th year. They've announced a Haunting of Hill House.
Ooh.
House.
Well, that could be horrible.
That will be a very good house, I think.
Shame that none of us will be going, but
I
know you still be though. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
Yeah, that'll be a good house. Very interesting. That's my scrap.
Do you want to go? Actually, save your one. 'Cause your one's really funny.
All right, yeah.
So I've only got one scrap. Is that Peacemaker has wrapped filming. January 2022 hits screens. Obviously, it's one of those ones I'll have to wait until the Suicide Squad before I see if I'm going to be interested in this or not.
Yeah.
Because of obviously it's based on Peacemaker, so we'll see. I'm not after John Cena's portrayal in Fast and Furious. I'm not like that high.
First initial reactions to Suicide Squad are very good though.
Sorry, I didn't put it down. I put up a tweet about it. The sort of the things that people keep saying is that it's really earns the R rating, exceptionally earns it.
Good.
It is crazy, but as heart. And there's obviously everyone has a different favourite, but yeah, usually the first run of reviews, as we always say, take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But this feels. Do you agree? It feels different.
Everyone
is obsessed with it, so I cannot wait.
I've seen
for
a
this
lot
movie.
of it's R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy as well. That's sort of crazy. So good
Bring
for
it
me.
on, bring it
Good
on.
for me.
Yeah.
I have 2 scraps now because something's just flashed up. Breaking news:
Ooh.
a director has been announced for the Mahershala Ali Blade film.
Yeah.
Someone called Bassam Tariq.
I'll be checking their IMDb after
Yep,
this.
Yeah.
I have. It says he's best known for directing Mogul Mowgli, starring Riz Ahmed,
Never heard of it.
which we described as an incredible, intense, and captivating film that leaves quite the impression.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. Director, nice. And the scrap I have actually got. So, when Steve Carell left The Office, the American Office, James Gandolfini really wanted to take over. Tony Soprano, yeah. So he wanted to take over. HBO paid him $3 million just to not.
Oh.
That is brilliant.
The
Yeah,
reason
that is
I read a little bit more about it. So basically, when after Sopranos finished, he was known as basically HBO wasn't a mainstream as it is now, and he was known as basically the god of HBO. Like Sopranos won loads of awards, fantastic man, and he insisted he was going to do it. He basically told them he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have an option. He was going to do it because he was sort of at a stage where whatever he says he will get. And they just paid him $3 million to just not.
Oh,
Imagine that.
That is brilliant.
Power.
You insist you want to do something. They go, have $3 million just to stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your life. Well, too much.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have wanted to see him as the boss in The Office?
That would have tarnished his Tony Soprano.
I think
role
so,
for me.
yeah. Because he probably would have been the same as that character.
He would have just been Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Everyone's
might have
scared
been what's his name? James Spader. It might have been the James Spader role.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Could have possibly been that.
Yeah.
But James Spader was
He was
brilliant,
so
though, wasn't he?
good.
So good.
He's so good.
I just found that really funny. $3 million
Oh.
to not do something.
That is brilliant.
And that's it. That's all we got.
That's the show.
Cool. So next week, as we've mentioned, we've got the final trailer. So Snake Eyes is the main segment next week. Obviously, all the latest things in TV and film, of course. And
And the Spider-Man trailer, obviously.
And yeah, of course, that's definitely coming. Yeah, confirmed, exclusive. So as always, please follow us on the socials: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, link in bios, etc., etc. Tell your friends, share, like, subscribe, do everything for us. We love it,
Yep.
and we love you.
We love
so
you.
enjoy. See you next week.
See you next week.
Today,
Bye.